Holy shit, everybody. What a wild weekend that just transpired. Celsius locking down their users from withdrawing funds from their platform. Binance also temporarily locking down Bitcoin withdrawals, but eventually went back up and running. In today's video, of course, we will be chatting about Bitcoin's price, the capitulation that happened over the weekend, the chaos that ensued, and how you can survive these markets. We've been through it once before, and we're going to be laying out a game plan for you within this video. If you do enjoy everything, you know what to do by now. Like, subscribe, head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club and give us a follow. Like always, link will be down in the description. Also, we do want to touch base that we will be going over some different charts in regards to expectations moving forward. No one's going to ultimately predict where the bottom is. The bottom within this market is truly going to be indicated a year down the line, probably looking back saying, oh, this was the bottom within the cryptocurrency space during that bear market and the crypto winter that we're currently in right now. But in all indications, the bottom is either behind us now, or we're seeing it right in front of us, happening before our eyes, or it's a couple months down the line still, and we could see a real capitulation even further. No one really knows how this is going to end up playing out, but you can better suit your portfolio and build wealth by DCAing every single week like we do on this video. So let's go ahead, without further ado, get right into our content. Let's head into it. So as the floodgates opened this weekend, big crypto lender Celsius freezes all account withdrawals. Company manages over $11 billion in customer assets, but only has roughly $2 billion worth of assets liquid at this time. The reason why they locked it down is because if there was a bank run from all of those customers, they wouldn't have enough funds to give back. They had to lock it down, and to make matters even worse, there's no timeline when they might be able to access those funds. Because rumor has it, majority of that is on the Ethereum beacon chain currently, waiting for Ethereum 2.0, the merge, that does not have a set date. There is a lot of rumors, obviously, that Ethereum will launch their merge in August, but this has been delayed multiple times, and one could argue that something can't be delayed if there's no real true set date. But there's no expectations this will be available in August, September, and even once the merge takes place, they won't have instant access to all those funds. Also, what's interesting with Celsius and how this ties back into Bitcoin is they have almost 18,000 wrapped Bitcoin. Bitcoin's blockchain, they wrap it up and bring it over to the Ethereum network. They collateralized it over on the MakerDAO protocol on a Oasis app, and currently right now have a roughly 280 million DAI, which is a stable coin, $2, in debt at this time. Their liquidation price for Bitcoin is currently $22,000. Now, that's the most that we found recently. This obviously could have changed. They could have collateralized a little more into their protocol, bringing down that liquidation price. But having almost 18,000 wrapped Bitcoin inside the protocol, having so much in debt, this could be bad news. If they go bankrupt, all users lose their funds. In fine print, it will state that through bankruptcy, the company can use the funds that the clients place on their platform. Wild news. Also, Binance temporarily locked Bitcoin withdrawals on their protocol this morning on the centralized exchange, but that has now been resumed as the price has finally cratered, maybe evening out. But as we all know, as the worst really yet to come. We're going to be diving into that right now. Let's go ahead and take a look. So before we dive into charts and graphs, we're actually going to take you over to our Twitter page and check in on our Twitter poll that we ran earlier today, talking about the overall sentiment in the crypto market currently after this massive capitulation over the weekend. Now with 20 votes currently right now, leading the way at 70% of those votes is more pain to come. The bottom is not in yet. One could hope it is, but I tend to lean towards the Twitter poll itself that we might see more pain within the next weeks and months down the line, because even though what we're going to show you in just a second here with the charts and graphs, in all indications that this pain has already been felt in previous cycles, those cycles didn't deal with macroeconomics that we're currently facing in today's day and age. Do I still believe in crypto in the long run? Yeah, damn right I do. But at the end of the day, we have to be careful within this market. But this is also generational wealth being built today. So we're going to help you navigate along the way. We're also going to keep this opportunity, or take this opportunity, take this opportunity to throw a plug in for our Twitter page, because what we're going to start to do, or attempt to do, is run a poll each and every day and use that poll for content within these videos as well. So if you have yet to go over to our Twitter page and give us a follow, do so. Get yourself engaged within these polls. We'll be using them within our videos, but also throw comments in these videos, or the comments within the polls itself, because if there's something of use that we can use within these videos, we're going to give you a little airtime as well, giving you a perspective that will be different than mine. So go out there and challenge my perspective within those polls. So let's go ahead, everyone. Head over to our charts and graphs and check. So the first chart we're going to examine is the 200-day moving average from Will Clemente, basically using it as an indicator to start putting buy orders in. Now, he also used the RSI, which was the strength index. The reason why the 200-day moving average is such a large indicator for this individual, and a lot of others as well, is because previously in the last two cycles, once the market has touched a 200-day moving average for Bitcoin, it has marked the crypto bottom. As you can tell, we have reached the 200-day moving average with this past weekend's capitulation. Now, previously, we ran across that market bottom for quite some time. This past cycle, back in 2018, well into 2019, it ran across that 200-day moving average for roughly 2.5 months. So are we going to see that same movement across this bottom, or are we going to see something different? The reason why I indicate possibly something different is because the one-off situation, the corona pandemic, as we saw it go well below that 200-day moving average and actually touch the 300-day moving average for the first time ever. Now, macroeconomics might give you a reason to pause that the bottom is not in, because we don't know what's happening with inflation. We might see a further drawdown within the market, and there's so much talk about the Great Reset, right? So that's just a moment for you to pause. If you're going to DCA in, continue doing so. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get into Bitcoin at these prices, because at the end of the day, in a year from now, just 1 year from now, you will not see these prices ever again for the rest of your life, most likely. I can almost say that with 100% conviction. Now, 5 years from now, 100%, I can say with conviction you'll never see those prices again. Year from now, you gotta give me a little bit of a leeway, okay? So heading over to the next chart is the Bitcoin price drawdown from the all-time high. Reason why we're showing you and indicating through this chart is also because the length and expectation until you're going to see a new all-time high for Bitcoin. And if you come across this video, you're like, well, what about the new all-time high for alts? Bitcoin is king. It comes first, okay? The more you understand about Bitcoin, the more you follow Bitcoin, the better you can understand alts and when to position yourselves in and out from Bitcoin to alts. It's that simple, okay? Bitcoin is going to be the king for the next year and a half. It's just a matter of fact. So if you've seen from the previous cycles within Bitcoin, basically right here, ran across for about a 3-year span from the all-time high until it peaked over the next all-time high. Then it had its huge run up. Again, big, long 3-year draw before it peaked above the previous all-time high. Now, one could argue this is going to play mind games with us. Was the ultimate peak within this cycle back in May of 2021 or November of 2021? So could we be halfway through this cycle, or are we only about a quarter currently way through until we can get a new all-time high at some point in 2024? That's the mindset you should have, is that from here, 2023, we might have some run-ups or we might have some more capitulations along the way, but 2024 is your mark where we're gonna really start to get some bull run back in us. Okay, now heading into our next chart from Crypto Lark, this is basically that RSI that we were talking about earlier, the relative strength index. This is back in 2018 where it bottomed out. Once that RSI bottomed out, the crypto market bottomed out, and Bitcoin more specifically, before it had a huge run leading up into 2019. Now, currently right now, we're also bottoming out in that RSI. This is why there's currently a lot of buy orders for Bitcoin. This is why I also pause you not to use all your powder out there in a crypto market to dollar cost average your way into the crypto market, specifically in this video talking about Bitcoin, is because macroeconomic conditions, we have not seen that like we have had in previous cycles. 2014 did not see this. 2018 bear market did not see this. This is something brand new. Reason to pause is because we can go lower. Not saying that Bitcoin won't recover, because obviously it will. It's just a reason to have some caution, that you want to have some powder left over to get those lower lows if we do see them. As you can see in this video, we've talked about the Bitcoin rainbow price chart before. We have a little bit ways to go to get that basic fire sale. Previous cycles have gone into that blue before numerous times. Now it just depends on how long we extend into that. I do believe that we will extend for some time and have a bounce probably in 2023, very similar to this bounce that we had back in 2019. Give us a little bit of love out here. Give us some relief rally in a good way, right? And then probably majority of that time will be ran through Bitcoin. It is the king of the crypto market in general. Checking in on our trading view charts itself. Look, we're going to keep hammering this home for you to understand this at home. Basically, when we do get market peaks, if we go below this band, when we're below it, it is a resistance band. We have to get above it and sustain it. Just like when we hit here, sustained, came back down, tested it, and once we tested it, we went to a new all-time high. Now, same thing's going to happen. We're going to have to get above that band, and don't get all excited, because a lot of people did, myself included, right back here, but when we tested it, we fell back through, setting new lows. So when we go retest this, if we explode through, you know, let's see if we can get a retest before really getting ourselves and our juices flowing again, that some action might happen before 2024. If it's 2024, all bets are off. If we explode through that, we might not retest it. We've done that in the past as well. So this is just talking about anything that happens before 2024, okay? But hopefully we get a nice bounce. Right now, Bitcoin's price is at $23,000, just hovering right above that. Now, this is our weekly DCA, $100 in to Bitcoin each and every week. Monthly, talking about $100, but we already put our $100 into June. Current cost basis on our weekly is at $38,400. On our monthly is at $40,000. Obviously, with prices, this will start to come down. Current price of Bitcoin is at $23,000, as you just saw, right, hovering just barely above 23,000. But this is the price that we currently bought Bitcoin at today. Now giving us a loss of almost 40% on the weekly and 41% on the monthly. We're in a huge loss at this moment right now, but that is not going to stop us from DCAing to the #1 asset that this world will continue to see moving forward. Again, go over to our Twitter page if you want something within these videos on a recurring event each and every week regarding Bitcoin. Throw it in the comments section. We'll see what we can do for you. As always, everyone, I really appreciate you taking your time to enjoy this video. Until next time, peace, y'all.